Good evening, I'm Pinky Webb. Tonight, we ask the questions, we tackle the issues, we clarify matters, and we get on point. The raid on Central One Bataan's offices appeared to be just another successful operation against a POGO hub, but just days after the incident, controversy hounded officials of the Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission. First, PAOK spokesperson, now former PAOK spokesperson Winston Casio was caught on camera slapping an employee, which led to his suspension. Then the lack of charges against those detained was questioned. And just days ago, the release of detained foreign nationals under recognizance of Bataan Congressman Albert Garcia. Let's get on point with the Executive Director of the Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission, Undersecretary Gilbert Cruz. Yusek, welcome to the show, and I have to say it's good to see you again in person. It's been very long.
Yeah, thank you, Pinky, for having me as your guest here in your show.
I guess it's just good to say that I've known you since you were the Chief of Police of Makati.
Yes. That's
matagal na po yun.
Hindi na natin babanggitin how many years yun. But matagal na talaga.
Siya po yung kinukulit ko nung mga panahon na yun. So you've come a long way. Yusek, I'm glad you're here. There's a lot to talk about. First, of course, is Central One Bataan. That raid, I think that was last October 31.
Yes.
Yusek, POGO ho ba sila o hindi?
Sa records talaga, no, in their SEC records, lumalabas doon na POGO sila, doon sa description. And also, there was this certification issued to us by the PAGCOR na wala talaga silang lisensya with the PAGCOR. So, meaning talagang gumagalaw sila as parang kolorum, walang kapapel-papel.
But that's strange because if you're saying that under SEC, ang description nila, obviously hindi nakasulat silang POGO. Sabi mo,
yes.
It's described as if it's POGO.
Yes, that's
Why
right.
so?
Gumagalaw sila as offshore gaming. Meron silang mga foreigners na employed in their company. So yung basic description about POGO talagang akmang-akma doon sa SEC records nila.
Which actually really confuses me kung ano ba talaga how it's described as POGO when it's not licensed as such. Kasi sabi niyo wala po silang permit mula sa PAGCOR, kaya sinasabi niyo colorum Y. Si Congressman Garcia was interviewed yesterday by Corina in Agenda, sir. And he also delivered a privileged speech. This is what he says, sir. In his privileged speech, he said, it's actually a BPO for IT technical support for online gaming companies outside the country. To be frank with you, sir, I don't understand what that is. Could you help me?
By the description, ma'am, na sinabi mo, parang lumalabas na POGO talaga sila. That's providing services outside of the country. So, yung POGO po is, ano po yan yung operations or gaming outside.
Pasok po yun.
Yes,
online gaming companies outside the country. Pero, ang sinasabi po, sir, it's a BPO for IT technical support. Let's not miss that one out. So, BPO for IT technical support.
Yes.
Have you encountered something like that? And could this be possibly legit, sir?
As far as we are concerned, ma'am, yung nakita namin doon sa Bataan raid namin, nakita namin merong Winbox and Altas. And this Winbox and Altas are illegal platforms. Actually, binaban na po ito in most of the countries, especially here in Southeast Asia. It's already banned. But dito sa atin, nakakita pa kami doon sa Bataan raid namin na yun. And so, anong pinakikita na yun? Yung Altas and Winbox, ito po yung mga nag-i-sponsor ng mga illegal gambling operations like horse racing, yung lottery, meron pong sports betting dyan, and even yung cryptocurrency. Makikita nyo po na ginagawa yung transaction dyan.
Kaya ko po tinatanong yun, Yusek, kasi noong nag-raid po kayo and the subsequent interviews after that, and I'll be transparent, I don't understand Winbox nor Altas.
Yes,
Ano po?
yes.
Pero yun po yung dalawang salita
Platforms, yeah.
na ginamit ninyo, na sinasabi nyo ay platform para sa illegal na
Yes,
gambling.
yes.
Na nakita nyo, supposedly, according to you, dito po sa Bataan.
Yes.
But then again, you have a congressman, sir, who actually says it is a BPO.
Yes.
So then that lies the confusion why. Number one, sir, if it is a legit BPO, kaawa-awa naman po yung mga investors, I'm saying if it's a legitimate one, yung investors at yung mga nagtatrabaho doon. Pero, kung nakadisguise naman po silang BPO, pero sila ay POGO, kaawa-awa naman kayo dahil sinalakay nyo, pero sinasabi, nagkamali kayo.
Yes, ma'am. Ang naririnig ko po sa mga interview niya is they have their own laws doon sa Bataan. And ang pinagtataka ko naman, kasi nga, kumuha kami, ma'am, ng certification with PAGCOR. And PAGCOR issued the certification na wala talaga silang lisensya. Even the second license that is required doon po sa kanila, wala rin po. So, tama po yung sinasabi niyo, ma'am. Maraming madidislocate na mga magtatrabaho. Pero do we allow ourselves o yung bansa natin na mabrand tayo na nag-i-sponsor po tayo ng mga illegal gambling operations at even yung mga counterparts po namin sa ibang bansa. Nung matuklasan po nila na ni-raid namin o nung malaman nila na ni-raid namin itong Bataan, sinabi nila na yung mga nag-i-sponsor ng gambling dun sa bansa nila, specifically po sa Malaysia and Indonesia, are dito po na-trace sa atin.
Say that again, sir. In Malaysia, medyo talamak po.
In Malaysia, ang sabi nila, it's already a big problem in our country, yung illegal gambling, addiction. So, tinabaho nila yan. And one of the areas na nakita po nila is Pilipinas, ang pinanggagalingan nung mga platforms, online platforms that serves o nagkikater po sa illegal gambling.
Well, that certainly isn't going to be good for our reputation.
Definitely, ma'am.
But
Yes.
then again, I'm going to go back to my first question. Was it POGO or was it not POGO? Kasi babalikan ko po yun kasi sinasabi niyo po POGO sila pero sinasabi nung kanilang legal team, hindi sila POGO at sinasabi nung congressman nila, hindi ito POGO. So who actually determines, sir, if they were POGO, illegally there, or are they a legitimate BPO? Who will decide on this?
Siguro, ma'am, tama naman yun nagdemanda sila, nagdemanda rin kami, and then kung ito po ay ma-decide ng court natin, okay. But kung hindi po ma-decide ng court namin, then kailangan pong pag-aralang mabuti ito. Kasi there were, hindi lang Bataan, I'm not talking only of Bataan, but there were BPOs na masquerading themselves as BPOs, but actually are POGO operators. So,
Marami na kayong nahuling ganon, sir?
Marami po kaming intel report. And yung sinasabi ko po na yan, these are part of the 260 na naka-line up po sa amin na huhulihin. Na those BPOs masquerading as na mga POGO operators. So, marami po yan. And siguro after December 31, baka simulan na po namin yan. And we will just preparing kung what will be our steps na gagawin to counter yung 260 na yun, na naiiwan.
But in the past, sir, among all that you have raided, was there a BPO masquerading or a POGO masquerading as a BPO?
Ito pala po, first time itong nakuha namin. I don't know sa other units, but in the PNP or the NBI, but for PAOK, this is the first time po.
Here's the question, sir. Ginalaw niyo ho ba yung CCTV? Meron ho bang nawawalang pera to the tune of 100 million? Allegedly, there were shoes, was it shoes or cell phones or bags that were actually lost during that operation. We're going to discuss that after the break. When we come back, we'll have more of our discussion with Undersecretary Gilbert Cruz. This is On Point. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching On Point. Still with us, PAOK Chief USEC Gilbert Cruz. Sir, there was supposedly pilferage. We're talking about 100 million pesos. I'm not sure if they meant lost or taken. There were designer shoes, there were high-end phones, and the like during that raid. Ano ho ba ang mga kinuha ninyo?
Well, ganito po yan ang setup namin. Ang nag-apply po ng search warrant is the PNP, the CIDG, and kasama po yung PAOK as the technical support, and yung AFP kasama rin po. But lahat po ng sinabi naman nila yan, naka-record po yan. And like, halimbawa po, yung sinasabi nila, why is it that those CCTVs were taken? Actually, kinuha po yun dahil those were part of the search warrant na sinabi po ng search warrant ng court na kunin nyo para malaman natin yung IP address and all those records inside. And then yung pera po, na sinasabi nila, hindi pa po nagbubukas, ma'am, ng mga bolts ang CIDG. So, we need to apply for, may mga bolts po kasi doon marami. So, we need to apply for a break-open order coming from a court para mabuksan po yun. So,
Hindi nyo lang pwedeng buksan yun without a court's
hindi
permission?
Po. Yes, ma'am, hindi po.
So
nakakapagtaka, bakit alam kagad ni congressman na may 100 million?
O, paano
Tsaka,
niya nalaman?
ano po yun, BPO yun Dapat wala hong pera yun, dapat walang palitan ng pera.
I actually was going to ask you that because in previous raids, nakakahanap po kayo ng
Yes, totoo po
na pera, hindi
mga
mo ba?
scamming activities naman yun, ma'am.
Yeah.
Opo.
So that is again a question on my end that why would there be, I think it is supposed to be the salary of the workers if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, ma'am, opo. Tama po. Pwedeng ganun.
Pero
Pwedeng
nandun pa po?
Nandun po yun, ma'am. Intact po yun. Kagaya ng sinabi ko, mag-a-apply pa po ang CIDG ng break open para po mabuksan yon, para malaman kung magkano po yung laman ng mga bolts na yun. But that's true, ma'am. Marami pong bolts. Pero yung sinasabi, nagtataka ako, bakit meron po siyang exact figures kaagad?
Na 100 million.
Na 100 million.
What about the foreigners, sir? Because I actually heard you this morning on radio/TV. Ano po, you were also being interviewed. And ano ho ba ang karapatan ng mga nahuhuli doon o nade-detain? For example, yung mga Pilipino po, pinakawalan nyo po.
Yes.
Doon nga nagka-problema din.
Yes.
At supposed to be, well, kitang-kita naman po sa CCTV. Sinampal po ni dating spokesperson, Director Casio, yung isang Pilipino doon na parang lumalabas doon sa CCTV, sir, parang hiniya. Hiniya na ni Director Casio yon. However, we had him as guest here on Point prior to you suspending him. Inamin niya po sa amin yun. Pero actually, sabi niya sa akin, isang beses ko lang sinampal. Pero mag-asawang sampal.
At may anak pang.
May anak pa. So, 3 beses po. So, but he says that there was a story behind it na medyo nagkakabastusan na raw at nagkakaroon ng dirty finger.
Yes. Actually, ma'am, may nakita ko yung buong video. Nagkaroon talaga ng commotion. Kasi after na sila ay pakakawala na, kasi mga Pilipino nga po, after ma-profile po sila, re-release na sila. And then parang naghihiyawan po sila, nagmumura, at ayun nga, may mga cursing na ginagawa at yung mga dirty fingers. Hindi po pinakita yon nung naglabas ng video. So, medyo naging bias sila ron. Pero kagaya na sinabi ko, hindi po namin pinagtatakpan yung ginawa ng tao namin.
Mali pa rin yun.
Mali pa rin po yun. And yun nga ho, yung sinasabi naman nila, everything is recorded in video dahil during our raid, marami po kaming kasamang media. And they even witness what's inside those computers. Nakita po nila, binidyohan nila. And then we explain to them ano ba yung mga bawal dito sa mga videos na yon. So,
at doon lumabas yung Winbox at
yes,
Altas.
ma'am. Nandun po yung Winbox.
So we were talking about Filipinos. Before we go to the foreigners, sir, it was also said during the privilege speech of the congressman that you were supposed to be there to rescue the Filipinos. But apparently, the Filipinos were saying, we don't need any rescuing. What do you say to that?
Well, normal naman po na sabihin ng mga Pilipinos yun. Kasi kumikita po sila So, talagang hindi ho namin naging kakampi yung mga Pilipinos na nandun. Actually, sila nga yung nagmumura sa amin at yung nag-curse, the dirty fingers pa. So, yun ho ang nangyari talaga doon.
How do you feel, Yusek, kapag ganun po? I mean,
there is
sumalakay
frustrations.
kayo.
There is frustrations, pero part po naman ng trabaho namin yan na hindi naman ho lahat ng police operation na sinalihan ko talaga naging successful. There are glitches, there are mistakes committed by our group. Madalas po yun eh. Hindi naman talaga perfect. Kaming mga tao rin po kami. Nagkakamali rin po kami. And yun nga, and I admire Casio dahil talagang nung sinabi ko sa kanya, I really need to ground you now dahil nga hindi maganda yung ginawa mo. In-accept niya kaagad.
I don't think he had a choice.
Yes.
So let's talk about the foreigners.
Yes.
Kasi ibang usapan po yun. Were they detained beyond the 36 hours supposed to be na you can detain an individual?
Ma'am, ganito po kasi, yung mga foreigners na dinatnan dito, dapat po, dinatnan po doon sa Bataan, dapat po wala na sila doon actually. Kasi kung maalala nyo, nung October 15, dapat ma'am, yung lahat nung visa nila, yung 9G visa, yung working visa nila, dinowngrade na po yan into tourist. So bakit nandun po yung mga foreigners na yon nagtatrabaho sa mga POGO? Dapat wala na po sila doon. Diba? And then, yung sinasabi po na they were detained, hindi po. Chinarge po namin sila for violation of their condition of stay here in the Philippines. Dahil gumawa na ho sila ng kasalanan eh. So, may initial violation na po sila bago po sila kinustody nung abogado at saka ni congressman.
Ang sabi po kasi, they had permits, Yusek, such as alien employment and investor's visa. So, I don't think that falls under that visa that you were talking about that was moved or rather changed to a tourist visa last October 15?
Ang tanong po, saan ba sila kumuha? Kasi hindi naman po sila i-charge for immigration violations if they have the complete documents. They were charged for immigration violation.
So you're
by
saying
the
they didn't
Bureau
have
of Immigration. So definitely ma'am, there's problem dun sa mga documents na pinakita nila. So kasi hindi naman po sila i-charge eh, kung kumpleto po yung mga dokumentong pinakita nila.
Okay. I want to move to yung pag-custody. Yung sinabi ko po sa inyo kanina na napakinggan po kayo sa radyo at TV, na maaari, baka kasi magtaka po yung tao, kahit ako, how can one take custody of any foreigners for that matter who may be charged, sir? Sabi mo may dalawang rason lang ata.
May dalawang rason lang yan, ma'am. Once you were charged or you are charged with immigration violation, dalawa lang para ma-release ka. Number one is you have to post your bail. And then number two, yan ang custody na yan. And doon, nagtaka lang ako biglang lumabas yung custody na yan. Kasi first time, I'm not from the immigration, so hindi ako masyadong familiar sa batas nila. But this is the first time na naka-encounter po ako na yung isang grupo ng mga foreigners ay kinustody ng isang congressman.
Ng isang mambabatas.
Ng isang mambabatas.
And how do you feel about that, sir? Parang hindi ko naman masasabing magkaaway kayo, pero you are definitely at odds.
Hindi naman ako, parang natututo pa lang ako sa nangyayari ngayon. Parang pinag-aaralan ko na may ganun palang sistema.
That you had to ask.
That I had to ask, to learn, maybe, and siguro gumagawa rin naman kami ng mga legal moves. Pag hindi naman namin, pag di kagaya niyan, parang hindi kami kontento sa nangyari na yan. So we need to call for our lawyers and ask for legal opinions.
Right. But there were over 40 yung foreigners na supposed to be that Congressman Garcia took tama mo ba yun? Took into custody?
Ang term po is parang recognizance.
Recognizance, that's right. But there's an order, supposed to be, from the Executive Secretary, Lucas Bersamin. We're going to talk about that after the break. Stay tuned. This is On Point. Welcome back. You're watching On Point. I'm Pinky Webb. Still with us, PAOK Chief Yusek Gilbert Cruz. Yung pong mga foreign nationals, ilan ho ba sila?
Bali 42 po yan, ma'am. And yung isa, hindi ko ho pinasama sa custody kasi meron po siyang kaso ng money laundering sa Indonesia. Ang nadali niya po sa Indonesia is amounting to 3 billion pesos. And so hindi ko pinasama yun dahil may warrant yun. And meron pa pong 3 na nasama dun sa 41 na na-custody din. May kaso po sila ng scamming, human trafficking, and drugs. So kasama po yun sa 41 na na-custody.
So isa lang po ang hindi napunta
Apo.
dun sa custody.
Opo.
Yung 3 may kaso ay
Opo.
napunta dun sa custody. Bakit po hindi nyo pinaglaban yung 3 kung may kaso po
Wala
sila?
po kasi silang warrant. Kung ito ho kasing isa, meron po silang warrant coming from the Indonesian authorities.
And where is he? Is he expected to be flown back to Indonesia
Opo,
soon?
we are actually arranging yung deportation niya. Immediate. The Indonesian authorities are asking for the immediate deportation of the said.
Why is it taking long, sir? I mean, that was October 31.
Matagal po talaga. Kailangan dadaan sa proseso. We have to check on the background of nung person kasi mamaya nag-commit siya ng crime dito sa atin. So, kung nag-commit siya ng crime dito sa atin, hindi po natin kaagad-agad ma-deport yan. We have to wait for the court's order or a decision of the court bago po natin siya maibigay sa...
If at all, he needs to face the charges here first,
Yes,
no?
yes.
Yusek, may utos po si ES, Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin, regarding the foreigners?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, yesterday, naglabas po ng memorandum from the Executive Secretary, Lucas Bersamin, directing the Secretary of the Department of Justice, si Secretary Remulla, and yung Commissioner po ng Immigration, para po ang pinaka-subject po is deportation of foreign nationals arrested during the operation against Central One, an illegal offshore gaming operation masquerading as business process outsource, operating in Centro Park, Barangay Parang, Bagak, Bataan.
But that's already, prior to the foreigners, I think it's very telling what the ES said, that it's an illegal offshore gaming
Yes,
company and masquerading as a BPO.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
nanggaling na po sa ES yan.
Yes, ma'am.
I see. So what happens now to the 41 or 42 foreigners? So sige, tanggalin na po natin yung
41
isa.
po.
Oo.
Opo.
May 41 supposed to be na under custody.
Yes,
ano po?
yes.
Nasa na po sila at kailan ho sila madi-deport?
Yun po ang tatanungin natin sa nag-custody. Kung nasa kanya. Kasi once na sinabi mong you are in custody of those arrested persons, dapat pag hinanap ng korte yan, ma'am, may produce mo. The problem is, baka hindi mo na siya mai-produce dahil baka nagtakbuhan na yan or baka wala na po dito sa Pilipinas yan. Imagine, these are foreigners na ayaw magpasakop sa atin.
But Yusek, what's going to happen if they're not here? At inutos po yan ng Executive Secretary sa DOJ at BI. Sorry na lang?
Magkakaroon po ng problema kung sino yung guarantor o yung nag-custody.
But it's Congressman Garcia, sir.
Yeah, definitely. Masasagutin niya po yan kung di niya po ma-produce yan.
But will it be up to him to find or ibalik po? Ganun ho ba?
Well, the intention there, ma'am, is for him to produce. Dahil ang alam po ng immigration, siya po yung nag-custody. So pag pinalabas po yun, dapat hawak-hawak niya po yun. Kasi nga ho, may kaso pa rin ho ito sa Bureau of Immigration in violation of immigration laws.
Okay.
So kaya pinakustody sa kanya.
Kailangan harapin muna nila yon.
Harapin muna nito, hanapin niya muna po yung mga tao na to and then dalhin niya po sa immigration para po makomply itong
That letter.
memorandum signed by the Executive Secretary.
Do you think they're still here?
Hindi ko po alam eh. Hindi ko po alam.
Wala po kayong reports?
Wala po akong report. Pero yun nga, may mga report na yung iba nagkalat-kalat na kung saan. But I hope mapagsama-sama pa rin nila.
Okay. Yusek, maybe very briefly, we still have time. Let's talk about the executive order number 74. This is obviously signed by President Marcos in relation to, obviously, the ban.
Yes.
Ano po?
Yes.
Dito po sa mga pogo. Malinaw ho ba? Because Senator Risa Ontiveros, I did read an article wherein she was saying that she's a little concerned that parang hindi masyadong malinaw itong Executive Order number 74. What exactly does this cover?
Actually, ma'am, ang nakita po namin dito is yung number one, of course, yung problema, yung magiging problema nito sa employment. Kasi there will be people who will be displaced, especially yung mga nagtatrabaho doon. So, Ang nakita ko rito is how the government will address that problem. Like they formed this TWG composing of composed of PAGCOR, the Bureau of Finance natin, yung DSWD, yung NEDA, yung ibang agencies po na pwede mag-generate ng works para dun sa madi-displace. And para naman po dun sa maiiwan ng mga POGO na still mag-ooperate po, nandyan po yung sa enforcement group, which will be headed by the PAOK and the NBI, the PNP, and other agencies po na involved. And as far naman po dun sa pagdating sa regulatory, kailangan nakita na rin nila na kailangan maging stricto sila sa pagla-license. Kasi in this case for Bataan, they are saying that they have their own laws in the Bataan, sa Bataan, sa Bataan Freeport, may sarili daw silang batas. Ano? And other processing zones, meron din silang batas. So dito, sa EO na to, pinag-isa na po sila. And yung tinatanong mo po about yung concern ni Senator Risa, meron pong TWG na binuo. And I think that TWG will answer or probably sasagutin po o susolusyonan yung mga problemang makikita pa po. Kasi the EO74 is parang pinaka-generalized.
Very broad.
Yes, and very broad na kailangan pag-aralan pa rin po. And then we will be coming up with probably implementing rules and guidelines para po rito sa EO74.
Is it clear to you, Yusek, that free ports do not need the permit of PAGCOR for any gaming licenses? Paano ho ba yun? How does that work?
Yung sa EO74 nakita ko kailangan nandun pa rin po yung PAGCOR. Yun sa ibang processing zones nakita ko na kailangan makikialam ang PAGCOR as to the licensing and to the regulation nandun. And kagaya na sinabi ko kanina, this may be cured by yung IRR na gagawin namin.
And I hope, Yusek, it becomes consistent.
Yep.
Hindi ho ba sa lahat ng mga free ports or mga
pangkalahatan?
Oo, hindi
Sa
pwedeng
lahatan.
sa isang free port zone ganito, sa kabila iba.
Tama.
Dapat ho, para sa akin, ay pare-pareho yung rules para hindi din po nakakalito.
Yes.
Just as a last note, sir, you said there's still about 260
Yes.
illegal POGOs?
Yes. Sa record po kasi ma'am ng PAGCOR, 30 lang po yung may BPOs eh. And 30 po yung IGL, yung Internet Gaming Licensee. And then 15 yung BPOs. And then 260 are still operating sa buong bansa po natin. Although majority of those are in NCR. At meron tayo sa Northern Luzon, meron po tayo sa Visayas and Mindanao. So we will be checking on that 260 kasi yun ang delikado eh. Nandun yung mga scamming, nandun yung mga online gaming.
Meron pa ho ba sa mga free port?
Meron po tayong mga information na nakukuha.
Yes. Will you be able to meet the President's target, sir? End of the year, dapat wala ng POGO.
End of the year, siguro ma'am, baka hindi po natin ma-meet yung end of the year, but yung January, at least we will start dealing with that 260.
Undersecretary Gilbert Cruz, sir, pleasure to have you.
Thank you,
again. Good to see you, and good luck, sir.
Thank you.
And that's On Point. Join us again tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. here on BNC, the Billionario News Channel. I'm Pinky Webb. Thank you for watching.